something while I've been away. So let me just show you. This is an infinite exponential chicken farm, meaning that the longer you leave this running, the more chickens this thing will make, and the more eggs this thing will produce over time. You can make this thing right here go as far as you want, and because of how it is set up, all these are facing this way toward this machine, where it goes into here. This is blue ice right here, and all of this dropper has a clock attached to it. Though this machine comes pretty laggy after a while. That's why I suggest, instead of making it this small, I suggest you have this ice go like as far as you want it to go, and then and stuff, or have this part of the machine which siphons off some of the eggs, though I have it turned off right now. With how much lag is going on, it's pretty much just sets itself. This dropper goes into through here, and as you can see, it's pretty efficient, somewhat. It's the best I could do so far. It took me like a day to build, but yeah, I've had this thing going for a while. As you can see, the chickens start out like this, but the more you make, the more compact they get. There's probably like 1,000 or 10,000 chickens right here. So yeah, every time this thing produces an egg, it goes through here. Some of it, the runoff, some of it goes through here. And you can make this storage system as big as you want. But as you can see, yeah, there's a lot of eggs. So yeah, with all the eggs that are coming through here, as you can see, one just went, there's a couple that keep going. You can see, you get a couple per second. It's not just per minute, but like per second you'll get a couple. You could probably fill it in like 10 minutes. This, oh, that's not good. But yeah, as you can see, it kind of deleted a bunch of the eggs, but this will also allow me to show you how many eggs this produces at once. So yeah. But not every egg goes into there. As you can see, some of it goes up into here. And once the eggs go up into here, they go into this dropper. Well, actually, that's a dispenser. This dispenser puts the eggs, so the baby chickens hatch right here. Maybe 1 or 2 chickens might die here, but like 1 out of every 10 or 20, I don't really know. But this dispenses the eggs, so they hatch and they go down here, and they go right here. This magma thing sucks them down, so they don't drown. They get a little bit of damage from the magma thing, which you might lose 1 or 2 chickens from, but that's fine. And this ice allows them to scoop by, and then it'll just go down into here. But then, over time, with how many you have, they'll start compressing and wanting to, since they're a little bit damaged. Let me turn this down for you, so the sound isn't as loud. There we go. Okay, now y'all should be able to hear me better. Sorry about that. Yeah, as you can see, it's not been that long. And if we go back over here, there should already be, yeah, look at that. Quite a few eggs. And this thing is exponential, so, exponential. Pun not intended. But yeah, you should be able to, like, easily, like, all of these have carpet over them, so that they don't, like, fall into the hoppers. But it's still, the carpet allows them to stand on the hoppers without falling into the hoppers. And over time you may or may not have to, so it doesn't get too laggy, you may have to expand this. But yeah, this is completely self-efficient, and well, you can just leave this thing running. And over time it'll just produce more and more chickens and more eggs. If you want, you could add a magma kill system and just have and have them run through the magma, and you can get cooked chicken from it if you wanted to, but I chose not to do that. So yeah, this thing is exponential and such. As you can see, all the chickens after 5 minutes or so will grow up. And so as you can see, all the baby chickens that are right there, yeah, they keep producing eggs, and because of the way they produce them, this thing never gets stopped up. You will never have it stop up. But if you want, you can also disconnect this hopper right here and just have that many more chickens produced. Because every single one of these eggs is a potential chicken. So, yeah, as you can see, we're gradually getting more eggs. Like one to 3 or so every couple of seconds. Every second. So, yeah. And this thing will basically just produce more and more eggs. Why you would want this many eggs? I don't know. Maybe you're a troll or something. You like throwing eggs at people. It's like, how does this guy get so many eggs? You just have an infinite exponential egg farm. But this can also be a chicken farm. If you were to have a little thing at the back, they would eventually be pushed back because they like to compress themselves. If you wanted to, I do not recommend getting a piece of yeah, as you can see, with how many they are, they all eventually get pushed back. They're forced to go back. And so yeah. They'll eventually be like this. And they'll just, all the babies are basically forced into this one corner. Into like the front end. See, all the babies are basically forced right there, and as they grow up, they'll push all the rest of them back by a little bit, and little by little, they'll be forced all the way over here. But this is only if you don't have like the cramming thing going, like, so they don't suffocate. The reason I have it this big is because, well, it's easier and you get a lot more eggs. Because they eventually push themselves back. And if you want, you can always get more hoppers and get more carpets, since both are infinitely farmable. And you don't have to use glass. I just use glass as a thing. So they don't need grass to grow up. So you can have this infinitely expanded. And yeah, you can just expand it and expand it with as much carpet and as much of this as you want. Though you can get glass from traders, wandering traders and such. So if you trap one of them, you can basically have as much glass as you want. But the only thing is, this part right here, it does not have to be expanded, because it basically makes itself more efficient over time. And so yeah, you get all these eggs down here. And look, you get all these eggs, but this thing, over time, this thing will get more and more efficient. The longer you have this machine run, the more eggs you'll get. And so yeah, if you want, you can keep it this big, you can keep it by one block, but that creates a lot of lag. Yeah, but if you keep expanding this part, you can reduce the amount of lag you have. And such, so yeah. And that's my infinite exponential egg farm / chicken farm. Now another thing is, you need to use blue ice, or else it won't run as efficiently as this. Now, as you can see, if we stand here for a little bit, you can see how many eggs are being produced right now. See, it's fairly quick. But over time, this will get faster and faster. Because over time, with how many more chickens are being added, as you can see all the baby chickens right there. As you can see, one of them just grew up and went from that corner to around there. As you can see, there's a lot more babies in here than you might think. So there's a ton of babies in here. And yeah, you can make a meme out of that right there. Oh well. So yeah, don't call PETA. So yeah, this is my infinite exponential egg farm. If you liked it, share with any YouTubers that might want to use this machine. And I also have a little bitty staircase right here. You could make this out of dirt, you can make this out of anything you want, really, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that you have this egg storage system, so it doesn't go too out of hand. So it's having the egg collector slows the amount of chickens that are being produced. But as you can see, a fair amount of eggs still get produced in this. You see, eventually it'll be like this. Because eventually you'll get to this speed, and see, it shoots faster than it collects, so that means this thing will never get backed up. See, even with it doing it like this, if you really needed to, you could add more hoppers to this. And just have it leveled. So this part is expandable. This whole machine is expandable. But as you can see, even with this small loop right here, that it took me, this is only, that machine is only version 2. Right here is version 1. It's imperfect. This was version 1. And as you can see with version 1, when I tried it, I didn't have this part long enough. You can't use it with this small. See, this is like somewhat the minimum of how big it has to be. This is how big it has to be. If it's not at least this big, if you want, here, you won't need that much. See, basically the main thing is iron, which, well, with the infinite iron farms of Mumbo Jumbo, Il Mango, and all that, well, yeah, the reason I thought this up is because I wanted to make an infinite cake factory, but since you can't get milk from cows using thing. Like, you can. It's, other things, you can't really make an infinite milk farm. But you can make an infinite exponential egg farm. Which is very good. Another thing with all these chickens as well, you basically have an infinite exponential food source. So, people on the server, if you added a kill feature to this, it would eventually draw up chicken. And how you can deal with that is, if you put a sorter right here, because the chicken would eventually go through here. If you put a splitter right here, or a sorter, you could have it split the eggs from the thing, from these, and you could have that food cooker. What's it called? You could have a smoker right here. You could have one of these. And you can infinitely exponentially cook them. But if you add the kill function, it won't be exponential. So you'll have to have a switch to be able to turn that food feature off and on at certain intervals. Because say X is the amount of chickens you have, Y is the amount of chickens that are dying, and Z, have A be the amount of chickens you have B the amount of time it takes to do each chicken, C how many chickens you currently have, well actually that's A, well have C be the amount of chickens that's dying, and B, and D be the amount of chickens you're cooking. Because if you added a tree farm to this, which Il Mango made an infinite tree farm, that's because see this machine you have right here, well I have right here, is completely FKable, and you can make tons of these. Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then the drop off point. And then 2 blocks right here. For this, and this is blue ice. But you also need, see that's a dropper and not a dispenser. It would not work if you use a dispenser and a dispenser. You have to use droppers. So some of it goes into, most of it goes into here, but some get through, which is important. Because the hopper can't go fast enough to get all of them eggs, so some of them still go up through here. And as you can see, with this many chickens, it'll take you a little bit to get started, but once it gets started, it's started. Like, this is the minimum I recommend. The minimum I would recommend is like to right here, essentially. That's the, well actually the absolute minimum would be like either right here or right here. Which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 to 14 blocks in width is the minimum you need. But as you can see, right now I have 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. and 37 would be the walls. So 37 blocks is what I have. It's not including the wall, but the wall is kind of needed. So it would be 37 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 36 by 7. And this thing right here, from the soul sand is, above the soul sand is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then you go one block into the hopper, and this would be the dispenser instead of a dropper, which would dispense the eggs, which would turn into chickens. And then you would just go there. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the chickens go to here. Since that's the maximum amount of blocks the water flows, that's how much you need, or else this machine will not work. And then all of these need to be source blocks, which you would have 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. You would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'd have 6 right here. All of them would be source blocks, and this would be a magma block, blue ice, and you'd have sand right here. It would go 1, 2, and then put that. And the reason I have this right here is because some of them like to go up. Because if you don't have this, if you don't have this one block above the sign, the machine will not work. And so, after this block, you would go 1, 2, 3. From the ice, you would go 1, 2, 3, 4. And you have to, I highly recommend you having just a 1 block high space for them, so they can't jump. And yeah, that's how the machine works. You have to have a redstone clock on this dispenser and this dispenser. If you want it to be able to expand, but you would have to manually switch this off like that and have it like that, and every time you want, then that would stop the machine from expanding too much. That would turn off the exponential portion of it, causing it, instead of the dropper to go through there, it'll just go straight into your egg catch. And with that turned off, and how many chickens I currently have, as you can see, it runs a little bit faster, but not by much. But with the lag that this produces, you can easily just turn it off, switch this back and forth, and have it like that. This machine is somewhat laggy, but if you have the patience for this, and you want a shit ton of eggs, then well, yeah, this is the way to do it. So yeah, that's how this machine works. If you like the video, hit that like button, or hit that subscribe button while you're at it. And yeah, that's it. And stay frosty.